Welcome to Kick Out the Clowns, brought to you by Women's March. Thank you for showing up, standing tall, and saying hell no to authoritarianism. This is people power in action, and today, you are the main event. Everything you need for today's action is at your fingertips. Visit our digital hub at womensmarch.com/circus or scan the QR codes on our volunteers and performers. There, you'll find today's event map, live stream info, how to donate, and the tools to keep organizing tomorrow. Share your experience. Tag at Women's March and use the hashtag #KickOutTheClowns to flood the feed with resistance, joy, and action. We're not backing down. We're bringing the chaos back to the clowns. Share your experience. Tag at Women's March and use the hashtag #KickOutTheClowns to flood the feed with resistance, joy, and action. We're not backing down. We're bringing the chaos back to the clowns. Welcome to Kick Out the Clowns, brought to you by Women's March. Thank you for showing up, standing tall, and saying hell no to authoritarianism. This is people power in action, and today, you are the main event.
Thank you so much for joining our live stream. We're here in Madison, streaming live as we get ready to kick out the clowns at the greatest shit show on earth. Tell us where you're coming from in the comments. We're so excited to have you join us. We're here to put a spotlight on the mockery of our country that is the Trump administration, from jesters in the cabinet to the rodeo clowns managing his gaffes. We have a lot going on here today, from a full 3-ring circus to the incredible circus performers all around us. And this crowd is filling in fast. Stay tuned for an incredible show. Thank you so much again for joining us here on the live stream to make some good trouble. We've gotten a few questions about why we're here in Madison and why we're throwing a circus. So we're going to bring out a few key players who helped us get this shit show on the road. The first person we're going to introduce you to is Tamika Middleton, our very own Chief Political and Strategy Officer here at Women's March. Hi, Tamika, come on in, thank you.
Hi. Hello, hello.
All right, hi, Tamika. I know you have an entire circus to announce, so we're gonna jump right into it. Why are we answering a military parade with a circus?
What we know from history, what we know from organizing across the globe is that humor, satire, hope, joy invites people into the movement. And we need more and more people. We see this attempt at a strongman dictator, this attempt to bring fascism here to this country, and we know that we need the biggest movement possible to fight back. We also know that humor and ridicule is deeply effective at interrupting and really undermining these kind of strongman leaders.
And we have talked about the history of clowns before too. What can you tell our friends who are joining us today on the live stream about the role of clowns and comedy in the resistance?
I mean, I think we can see, if you live here in the country and you've ever watched The Daily Show, or if you watched any of these nighttime talk shows where their monologues are about politics, if you watch Saturday Night Live, you see the impact and the effectiveness of humor to really help people understand the issues that are at play. But we've also seen political circuses and clowns play a big role in the United Kingdom and places across Europe where they've used clowns as a way to organize and built clown armies to really push back and fight back against fascism.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Tamika. I know you have a busy show, and we're so grateful that you could join us here on the live stream with everybody across the country.
Absolutely. Thank you, Risa.
Thank you. All right. We have a few more people to bring up with us today, and we could not have made today happen without organizers on the ground from here in Wisconsin. So we're excited to introduce to you the state director from the Working Families Party, Corinne Rosen. Hi. All right, hi Corinne, thank you so much for being a key player here in Madison. We've gotten a lot of questions about why we chose Madison. So tell us, what's happening here on the ground?
Here on the ground in Madison, there's a ton of people. We have a rich progressive history here in Madison of fighting back.
Yeah.
And we also have CD3, which is one of the most important districts in the election next year. And it's within driving distance of Madison. So we're really trying to get people engaged, make sure people know how important that district is. We lost by less than 1% the last election, and get people fired up and ready to fight back.
That's incredible. Now, what is Working Families Party doing for the ongoing resistance?
Yeah, so Working Families Party is a political party. So we are getting people to join us. We're a political party that focuses on the multiracial working class. And we are getting people to join us here in the ongoing resistance and also training people to run for office. We want working class people who understand what it means to live paycheck to paycheck to run for office. And we want people that understand what it means to have to choose between your health care and your house payment.
Yeah, I think we've all been there. That's so important to us, and especially as Women's March, this is both a feminist issue and an issue for everyone. So can you tell us more about the ethos of Working Families Party and where the idea for Working Families Party came from?
Yeah, the idea of the Working Families Party is just that working class people can and should lead. And so that's what we're working on. We have our most ambitious project this year, trying to recruit 1,000 working class champions and working class people to run for office. And we're also training people on how to support those people. So how to do direct voter contact, knocking on doors, talking to your neighbors, traditional voter contact, but also non-traditional. Have a barbecue in your backyard and talk to your neighbors about what it means to stand up and fight for working class people.
That's fantastic. So as a personal question, what got you involved in your community and ultimately Working Families Party? Excuse that, sorry, we're live streaming. Thanks.
Yeah, my parents actually were very involved in politics. They actually started right here at University of Wisconsin back in the 1960s. I grew up on the picket line and also helping people get elected to office. And the Working Families Party really aligns with my views, and also the fact that we're working to get working class people elected. The idea that we have to get the ruling class elected into office to do what's best for us, it doesn't work. It hasn't worked, and so we're trying to do something something different here, and that's why I'm here with the Working Families Party.
Absolutely. Last question for you. Thank you so much for your time. How can people watching on the live stream get involved with Working Families Party?
Yeah, so if you want to get involved with the Working Families Party, whether you're thinking about running for office, if you're thinking, stop thinking, start doing. You can go to our website, workingfamiliesparty.org, and sign up to be a member. You don't have to pay anything to be a member of the Working Families Party. You just need to sign up. Also, if you want to get involved, we have wolf packs all across the country of groups of people that are organizing their communities, and not just organizing to do something good, but organizing to win electoral power, and you can join a wolf pack in your area. And the last thing you can do is you can sign up for our text messaging, and I'll give you the text messaging is WIWFP. You want to text 30403, and the text is WIWFP to 30403. Sorry.
Incredible. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, Corinne. It's been a pleasure, and we appreciate everything you've done to get this shit show on the road.
Thank you.
All right.
Hands to the crowd for a second during the VOT. Christina's here. You can
Awesome.
begin now.
Great. All right.
Everything you need for today's action is at your fingertips. Visit our digital hub at womensmarch.com/circus or scan the QR codes on our volunteers and performers. There, you'll find today's event map, live stream info, how to donate, and the tools to keep organizing tomorrow.
All right. All right. Thanks again. We have so many people joining us today. Now we're going to be joined by Christine, Executive Director from Voces de la Frontera. Hi, Christine. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us, we are seeing a lot of talk about immigration in the country. So what are the key issues here in Wisconsin for the immigrant communities that you serve?
They're very similar to, obviously, across the country, that we are seeing an escalation of deportations as these arbitrary quotas have risen. And we are seeing an increase of families that are being ripped apart. At the same time, we are, have organized a really strong grassroots, rapid response.
Yeah.
So we've been able to, for example, defend some key people who are now kind of nationally recognized against deportation while they fight it. One of them is Elvira Arellano, who is from El Salvador, a mom, a paraprofessional in the public schools. And if it weren't for community support, she would have already been deported. And that pressure has forced the government to honor the fact that she had a human trafficking visa pending. So that's one. And then the other one is with Ramon Morales Reyes, who we were successful in getting him bond and to be reunited with his family. It's a case where DHS Secretary Noem has publicized and continues to publicize that he wrote a threatening letter to Trump to assassinate him, despite knowing he was innocent, despite proof coming to the contrary. And again, it's only through community support that, he's out and that he can now fight for his U visa, testify against the man who tried to frame him to avoid a criminal investigation. So that's it's the community support that is making all the difference.
Absolutely. And that's such an important thing to note as we look at this shit show and clown show of our country, that we are seeing these lies being disseminated as if they're true. That's why we're here today, highlighting the absurdity of all of this. Now, how are ICE raids affecting the communities and local businesses here in Madison?
In Madison and throughout Wisconsin, it's definitely affecting the economy overall, because immigrants are essential workers, and so there is concern on the part of with farms, small businesses have seen a decline.
Yeah.
Even immigrant-owned businesses, with people just really wanting to minimize what they do, like work and caring for children. So we've definitely seen, and people, thinking about going home because they are afraid and they feel persecuted. On the contrary, I think our message, though, as we organize statewide, is, this morning I was talking to one of our immigrants in Green Bay, and he said, we can't allow, like what happened in Minnesota, to create fear, because they feed off fear. Yes. And so we have to keep organizing, and we cannot allow fear to take root.
Absolutely. And again, that's part of why we're here today. Why highlighting the circus factor of all of this. We are fighting fear with our joy. We're fighting fear with our laughter. And we're fighting fear by putting a mirror on the clown show that is this administration and the absurd actions that they're taking. We know that they're raiding workplaces. Well, in the same breath, they're saying that immigrants are not working. So we can't have it both ways. We have to point out these contradictions, and we have to work for these immigrant communities and for each other. So Christine, thank you. Thank you to Voces de la Frontera for all that you're doing for our working communities.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate you. All right, thanks for being here. All right, we are so close to getting this shit show on the road that we're gonna bring up one last person who's been instrumental in making this happen. So I'm gonna introduce you to Shauna Nipper, our national distributed organizer here at Women's March. Thank you so much, Shauna. I know you're really busy in the pre-show, so we're gonna make this fast. Why is mixing protest and humor important?
So we know historically that we have had satire and humor used to break the ego of fascist regimes. We saw how this person reacted to being called taco, and so we're coming together right now to let everybody know that the clowns in Washington don't have the power. It's the people who have the power.
That's fantastic. We're so excited to be a part of this together, and this is such an important way of making sure that people know that they're not all powerful, that this administration is a joke. So what would you say to people, though, who are afraid of protesting now in this moment? We know that we're seeing some pretty scary things out there.
So first, I want to say that your fear is valid. We're seeing escalations from right-wing organizations and the government. And so what we want to do is, number one, know how you feel. If you feel that something is not safe, you need to get out of there. We've done some trainings, and we want to direct you to take a look at them. They're on our Women's March Facebook, but they're also on our Women's March YouTube channel. Make sure you take a look at them. They're with Nonviolent Peace Force, and they'll give you a lot of information on how to stay safe.
Absolutely. Now, one of the things that we've seen disseminating and floating around on social media is some specific advice about what to do in a protest. Can you talk to us a little bit about what we're seeing out there and what advice we have to offer?
Absolutely. There's some information that's going around right now that is specifically asking folks to sit down if they see violence erupt. And that is not a natural human reaction. We want to listen to our bodies for the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn reaction. There are some issues in the training that you can go through to teach yourself how you normally react, so you can learn what you do before you even go to the protest. But sitting down is actually a very dangerous thing, especially in the face of violence, because others may not sit down. You may end up trampled or worse. So we do not want to see folks get injured. We want to make sure we're being as safe as possible, and we take care of each other.
Protest safety is paramount. We want everyone out here to be able to stay in the fight. So make sure to check out our YouTube, watch those trainings, and keep yourself safe out there. Thank you so much, Shauna. I know you have a lot to do, so thank you again for everything you did to make today happen and to share this information with all of the people joining us on the live stream.
Thank you.
Right, we're getting close to starting the greatest shit show on earth. So keep watching. We're going to be throwing it over to the Raging Grannies right here on stage in just a moment. But we want to thank you for joining us here on the live stream. This is a big day here in Wisconsin, and it's a big day across the country. A farcical military parade can only be answered with our own farce here. stage in just a moment. We have a huge crowd joining us today, and it has only grown since we got started here on the live stream. So we're going to be keeping an eye out here. I don't know if you can see the people behind us, but we have people who've made incredible props, toys, tools, signs. We have an entire Statue of Liberty made out of cardboard and bed sheets. So we've got flags out here too. We have the most clever signs, but also we have courageous supporters here with us today. So we are so excited that you have chosen to join us here on the live stream. Watch out for the costumes out here in the crowd too. We have impressive circus artists, performers, people dressed as clowns and in their circus finery. So keep an eye out, watch the crowd. You're gonna see some incredible performers here on stage with us too in just a moment. So stay tuned. Now we're gonna throw it to the stage in just a few minutes, so stay tuned. But thank you for joining us as we get ready for the greatest shit show on earth. Welcome to Kick Out the Clowns.
We're just 2 minutes away from our next unforgettable performance. Make your way to the stage now. Get loud, get proud, and give a thunderous welcome to the legendary, the unstoppable, the ever-radical, raging Grannies.
Thank you so much. We're so happy to see all of you coming out to support democracy. Here's a song about unity, peace, and justice.
Don't care as long as you respect all then, about clowns. Clowns at the carnival and in the circus are fun and entertaining, but those clowns who are in Washington, D.C. right now, they are terrifying. Here's a song. Aren't they rich? Are they a pair? Running the country aground with never a care. They're much worse than clowns. Isn't it sad? Isn't it mean? Risking democracy now to this machine. And these awful clowns, they're truly obscene. Aren't they scary? Aren't they fools? Aren't they causing collapse and breaking the rules? Get rid of your clowns. Let's kick out the clowns.
Politics in America are crazy these days. Wouldn't it be great to get some sanity back?
Crazy days, they're taking our rights away. Voting rights, abortion in retreat. Can you tell us how to get to Sanity Street? Come and see what's happening to you and me. We're no longer in the driver's seat. Can you tell us how to get to Sanity Street? Oh my Lord, just look at the Supreme Court. Bad decisions there most every week. Can you tell us how to get to Sanity Street? What a scourge, just look at who's now in charge. Policy is made by lies and tweets. Can you tell us how to get to Sanity Street? We must band together throughout the land. Take our power back from those who cheat. That's the way we're gonna get to Sanity Street. Gonna get to Sanity Street. Going back to Sanity Street. Going back to Sanity Street.
bring your attention stage right for a performance from 350 Wisconsin Action Art Collective.
And gentlemen, please rise for His Excellency, the great and powerful Oz, the birthday boy himself, Donald J. Trump.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, I hear you all out there. There must be 3 trillion of you here to honor me on my birthday. I hear you saying moo, moo. That's your Dairy State way of showing your love for me. And now I want to welcome my special surprise guest for this parade for my military, a man I admire very much. Here is Vladimir Putin.
Donald, why are you not shirtless on horse being macho?
The horse broke in half.
I see. Don. May I call you Don?
I bigly prefer Donald.
Okay, Don. You have a lot to learn about being a dictator. Having a military parade in your honor is good start.
Wait, did you say a good start at being a dictator? Look, I've already broken the Constitution 2,000 times. Excuse me, winning. Oh, hang on, I've got a signal call from Pete Hegseth. Pete, how are you? Oh, he's drunk again. Pete says that the first of my magnificent and most luxurious military machines is coming. I need to have the military be my military. I don't trust all those people in the current military being all patriotic and defending the Constitution. They should just love me, me, me. So before he went all ketamine crazy on me, I had Elon Musk develop my tank, the Trumpinator. Here it comes, my tank.
Donnie, I have to say, I'm impressed. I thought you were just big stupid clown, but that cannon is longer than your tie.
Well, Vlad, you know I need a powerful tank because sometimes these citizens get upset and they think they want democracy.
What is happening? Is tank falling apart? It's only stupid Cybertruck. It's just stupid, angry-looking clown car. It's not real.
Oh, yeah, right. And Ukraine is not a real country.
And climate change is not real.
And all those people you don't like just threw themselves out of windows. We agree. Oh, believe me, I know we also agreed bigly that we got to keep the people confused and afraid so that they won't be able to stop us.
Wait, what's that sound? It reminds me of the sound of Berlin Wall falling.
Good afternoon, Wisconsin. Please welcome to the stage National Distributed Organizer for Women's March, Shauna.
Women have always led movements for justice in this country. And we won't be silenced or intimidated now. We believe humor can break through fear and apathy, and that resistance fueled by community is how we reclaim our democracy. However, there is nothing funny about the tragic shootings of Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark, and Senator John Hoffman and his wife. We condemn political violence in the strongest possible terms. We honor the life and work of Representative Hortman and her diligence in fighting for the women and families of Minnesota. We ask that you all please join us now in a moment of silence to honor and send our support to the Hortman and Hoffman families.
Thank you. Now, everyone, please welcome to the stage your remarkable, radiant, revolutionary ringmaster for the day, author, creator, and NAACP Image Award nominee, Rayshonda Elias.
Madison, Wisconsin, what's going on? Are we here to kick out some clowns? Are we? Are we here to let them know we're not going anywhere? We will continue to fight. We will resist. We do not have kings in the United States of America. So, right now in our nation's capital, a certain spray tan wannabe depot is throwing a parade. Who is he honoring, you may ask? Veterans? I know, I am a veteran. It can't be for us. Where are my veterans? Where are my veterans? It can't be for us. Okay, is it for parents? No. Working people? Beyonce? Absolutely not. Not at all. He is honoring himself. This is a egregious show display of a narcissist that I've ever seen before in my life. So, while the world is literally burning, our orange toddler is throwing himself a little birthday party and trying to fill the void of his heart with spending tens of millions of whose dollars, though? Our dollars, exactly. I really, really have a problem with this man. And I have always had a problem with this man, or anyone that thinks that they can turn the United States of America into a fascist country. We're not going, and it's not happening. It's not happening. I also want to recognize, as we just did, the loss of lives that we had. See, this is the problem. It is not just him. It is the clowns that he emboldens to do the most ridiculous and most hateful things. That is the problem. Today, yet another reminder, when you elect a clown They become leaders of a country, and then the country becomes a circus. And I would like to say, not on our watch. Not on our watch. Now, not just at the federal level, though. MAGA mania has brought this cursed circus to states and towns and school boards across the country, including right here in Wisconsin. Well, we're not going to sit by. Of course not. Look at you all. We're not going to sit by and just say, oh, this is okay. And that is the problem that has happened. Everybody is bending a knee for what? He is a man, not God. He is a man, not God. He is a man, not God. That is the problem. He is trying to hijack this democracy. And it's not going to happen. Again, I say, not on our watch. I want you to say that. Not on our watch. Just because it's everywhere doesn't mean it's everyone. Isn't that right, Wisconsin? That's where you all come in. We're here to build our own big top tent. We're here to let everyone know that we will continue to resist. Do you hear me? Every step of the way, we will resist. Just so you all are clear, okay? So that's what we're here to do today, to make sure that everybody knows that there's no dictatorship over here in the United States of America. That is not what I signed up for at 18. That is not what my son put his life on the line for at 18. That is not what my grandfather fought for. That is not what my uncles fought for. We're not doing this in this country. So, for everyone who believes that kids deserve food and people deserve health care and all of that, that's what we're here for, okay? For a chance to see a circus like you've never seen before and to hear how we can fight back and exactly how we can win. For those of you that are joining us virtually, where are you? For those of you that are joining us virtually, thank you for being here. Thank you to our live streamers. And for those of you here in person, welcome. Please take a moment and look around, okay? Look around and you'll see a few things. So I'm gonna let you know, transcend is trash can because trash doesn't take itself out, okay? Washington or in Wisconsin, okay? We got porta potties. Please use them, okay? Y'all know, y'all see them, okay? Men, I'm talking to y'all. We can't whip our stuff out anywhere. I'm jealous, but whatever, okay? Use the porta potties, okay? And if you have a QR code, please, this is our digital hub. This is where you can find everything you need today, maps, information, resources, tools, all the things. Thank you in advance to our spectacular circus performers, okay? It's about to start, so without further ado, let's make some noise, prepare to laugh, rage, organize. We will begin with our first act, a trip to the courtroom, if you can still call it that, also known as Ring 1, the judicial ring.
Welcome to the kangaroo court, where laws are made up and precedent doesn't matter. Here in this ring, our supreme clowns are ready to juggle gavels and drop your rights like hot potatoes, while they destroy their own reputations and legitimacy and push the balance of power off the balance beam. Let's see which Supreme Court jesters have joined us today. Watch as Brett the Chuggler crushes cans and civil liberties. Who needs separation of church and state? Chug. Gun control? Chug. Affirmative action, chug. While Miss Doxy Dobbs bends over backwards to ban your bodily autonomy. She's not a magician, but that won't stop her from treating women's bodies like props. And don't worry, the local Supreme clowns are hard at work too. We've got District Judge Kangaroo Kazmarek here, who's bringing the clown down to Texas. His hobbies include overturning precedent for laughs and making up myths about mifepristone. And yes, that is Trumpolini, pulling all the strings from backstage like a true puppet master of injustice. Even without a trampoline, he can make the judges twist to his will and flip their decisions. But oh, what's this? Our Wisconsin judges are breaking his puppet strings. Because they know that real judges aren't controlled by anyone. That elections should be fair and free, especially from billionaires trying to buy them. Don't you think, Wisconsin? Oh no, who is that? ICE clowns are crashing the party. And Trumpolini is just letting them? Worse, he's encouraging them. Oh, thank goodness, our community council is rolling in to clean up the mess. Local government saves the day once again. Sometimes it's the communities closest to home, the leaders that know us best, that get us through. This, my friends, is a judicial circus at its finest. Oh, there you go. Sorry. Where at? Okay. Just introduce yourself and go for it. Okay.
All right. All right. No King's Day, Madison, Wisconsin. Presente. My name is Christine Newman Ortiz. I'm the executive director of Voces de la Frontera. We're a statewide immigrant rights organization, and we have a chapter here in the state capitol here in Madison, Wisconsin. And I'm here today, and all of you are here today, because we believe in the power and the dignity of immigrant and working class people, trans people, disabled people, and others. People from the City of Angels to the Midwest, people who've been excluded, criminalized, and who, despite the struggle, refuse to be disappeared, silenced, or divided. People like all of us who believe in the duty to collective resistance to wannabe tyrant kings. Across this country and right here in Wisconsin, there's a coordinated assault on our communities. Power-hungry MAGA politicians are weaponizing our government, criminalizing migration, dismantling healthcare, education, access to housing, just to hand more tax breaks to the rich. They insist on protecting a select few who are unaccountable, above the law, while targeting immigrants and those that stand with them with detention, raids, and punishment. And let's be clear, all of their actions are not about safety. From the militarized response to peaceful protests in LA, to promoting vigilantism like we just heard this morning in Minnesota, to sheriffs in Florida saying that they will kill protesters, to deporting mothers, fathers, LGBTQ people, and others to dangerous conditions. This is not about safety. What they want is control. They want to silence dissent and fuel chaos and paralyze resistance. But we're not falling for it, are we? Because today we are here to defy a band of incompetent clowns watching a circus military parade in DC. We are here to stand in solidarity with people who are resisting repression across this country. And we will not allow our communities to be turned into battlegrounds, and we will not be intimidated into silence. Is that right? That's right. So they can hear us in DC. Is that right? That's right. Here in Wisconsin, we stand in solidarity with Governor Evers, who was threatened by the border czar, Tom Homan, because he established protocols that uphold due process rights for immigrants when there is ICE agents in state buildings. We stand in solidarity with Milwaukee County Judge Dugan, who was up here just now. Who was disgracefully arrested and is facing federal charges for defending the constitutional rights of immigrants in her courtroom. And I want to flag a day that's very important. On July 21st, we are inviting people to organize protests here or come to Milwaukee, because that is when there will be the trial of Judge Dugan. And we demand that the charges against her be dropped. We demand an end to the intimidation of all judges who uphold the U.S. Constitution and due process. That's right. We invite those that are not yet involved to consider joining Voces' statewide rapid response network to defend immigrant workers and their families who are beloved members of our community. This includes Know Your Rights trainings, a 1-800 number for ICE encounters, a grassroots rapid response to incidents in real time, solidarity actions, and mutual aid. It is thanks to this network that we have been able to connect and support with immigrants here in Wisconsin that have now garnered national attention, like Yesenia Ruano. She is a bilingual paraprofessional from Milwaukee Public Schools from El Salvador and a mother, and she is facing deportation. She would have been deported twice now if it weren't for community support and an insistence that the government consider her human trafficking visa. That's right. The courage of people to come forward and the courage and solidarity of all of us is making a difference. And one more case I want to bring to your attention in case you haven't heard it. That is of Ramon Morales Reyes. Have people heard of that case? All right, I'm glad to hear that that's out there. So he is a working class father and grandfather. He has lived in the United States for 40 years, a humble dishwasher, and he was falsely accused by DHS Secretary, another clown, Kristi Noem, of having written a letter threatening to assassinate Trump. We knew through the family that could not be true because he could not read or write in Spanish, certainly less in English, and this was corroborated by his attorneys and later the media that talked to investigators. 6 days prior to her issuing this false accusation, putting his name out there, leading to his arrest, it came out that they knew that he did not write that letter, but the person that he was going to testify against in a criminal investigation wrote that letter to try to get him to be deported. We are demanding that DHS take down that letter and that photo to set the record straight, to prevent the kind of violence we saw in Minnesota to be directed against this immigrant family. That's right. That is not about safety. And we invite people to support Ramon as he finally gets his chance. Thursday, he was released on bond, has been reunited with his family because of all of the community support. And he, on July 16th, will be at a public trial to face the person that tried to take advantage of his status to have him deported. And lastly, we know that what's followed with LA has been the promise to escalate and use these kind of militarized mass sweeps and militarized presence against peaceful protesters in other cities. We know that will come to Wisconsin. So we have to continue to be organized to ensure that we have strong networks of rapid response to manage the situation, to make sure they don't turn it into the kind of theater that they're doing. Can we do that? You bet we can do that. And I just want to say lastly that on behalf of Voces de la Frontera, on behalf of Wisconsin's immigrant workers and families, essential workers who were at the front lines through the pandemic, want to thank all of you for giving us this platform today on No King's Day in solidarity with immigrant workers and all working people. Thank you. Sí se puede.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Madison, Wisconsin, what are we doing today? We have decided that not on our watch will we have a king in the United States of America. This is why we show up. This is why we resist. This is why we are here. So I want to ask you again, why are we here? We are here to resist. So I'm going to say something, I want a response. When I say, when women's rights are under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back. That's what you say. When women's rights are under attack, what do? This is what I'm saying. You all are very good at this, okay? Listen to me. I have had the pleasure to travel across this country and to Capitol Hill to hear all the excuses that everybody has about how we ended up here. We know how we ended up here. So what do we do from now on? We resist at every step of the way. We resist in our homes, we resist in our schools, we resist everywhere we go, we resist, okay? This is how we let people know we're not going for it and not here and not at our country. Next up, we have ring 2. Bogus bullshit.
And now, ring 2. Make way for the congressional clowns. Elected officials full of bad bills, bad ideas, and bad faith politics. Let's see which MAGA clowns have joined us today. Over here we have bleach blonde, bad-built MTG. Cute tin hat girl. If only she believed in passing policy as much as she believes in her little conspiracy theories. And here comes Jim Bag Jordan, flexing nothing but noise. Doing Trump's bidding and helping out his rich buddies. For what? Maybe he's just overcompensating because he didn't get to be the speaker of the farce. The real speaker, of course, is right there, gleefully snipping away at our social safety net. I would not want to be a trapeze artist in this America, or anyone else for that matter. Look at these MAGA clowns go, cutting everything from our Medicaid to our abortion access, to our national parks, to our public radio, to the freedoms that define our American values. All while cutting taxes for the rich. Doesn't sound very American to me. But wait, it's whack-a-mole democracy. There's one bold and brave Democrat, and another, demanding rights and freedoms for all Americans. And look, Trump's trying to knock him down with everything he's got. But will it be enough? Will it be enough? Here's the thing, folks. Maybe Trump could have stopped one of the bold and brave alone, but all of them together, he doesn't stand a chance. Literally, he doesn't stand at all. Down he goes. Sorry. Give a round of applause for our bold and brave Democrats.
When I say stand up, you say fight back. Stand up. Stand up. I can't hear you. When I say stand up, you say fight back. Stand up. Stand up. Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. I am so happy to see all of my fellow Wisconsinites coming out here and standing up today here in Madison, Wisconsin. My name is Corinne Rosen, and I'm the proud Wisconsin State Director of the Working Families Party. Thank you. How many of you guys know what the Working Families Party is? Raise your hand if you know. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you that don't know. And get your cell phones ready, because I'm going to ask you guys to join. Because I know you guys are ready to not only stand up today, but you're ready to fight back today and this year. And that goes for you too, online. The Working Families Party is a regular people coming together across our differences to make a better future for us all. We're a multiracial political party that fights for workers over bosses and people over the powerful. Yeah, give that a round of applause. We want an America which realizes the promise, unrealized in our history, of freedom and equality for all. We are building the non-delusional, multiracial, grassroots, feminist political party of our dreams. And we specifically invite all Black, brown, women, gender nonconforming, poor, and working class people, and all of you standing here today to come join our party and lead this political power shift. What we're seeing right now across our country is no accident. It is the result of MAGA extremists pulling the strings in Congress and across state legislators across our country to reshape the country in their image. And they're doing it fast and they're doing it ruthlessly. Boo! They're slashing funding for our public schools. They're cutting health insurance for our families that desperately need it. And they are gutting budgets that support the very communities they claim to represent. And at the same time that they're taking and taking and taking from us, they're giving tax cuts to billionaires. Shame, shame, shame. Thank you. Trump and his MAGA extremists are also spending billions to expand ICE, militarize the police, and unleash violent force on people exercising their right to protest. Shame. And we just saw the National Guard deployed recklessly, absolutely recklessly, not for relief, but for intimidation, and to silence dissent. And now Trump and his MAGA allies are doubling down. They're pushing for a hyper-militarized response to anyone who dares to raise their voice. But here's the thing. We cannot and we will not let that work. And you guys here today are proof of that. And this is where we come in. Working class people, Black, brown, white, immigrant, rural, urban. These are our communities. And we already have some legislators who are standing up to this. Yep. They're fighting back from inside the system, but let's be honest, it's not enough. We need more people just like you all in power. We need people who know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck, who understand what it means to choose between rent and health care, who understand that people are juggling multiple jobs, 2, 3, sometimes 4 jobs in this gig economy, and working harder than ever, but still, they're all coming up short. We need more working class champions from every race and every background, stepping into office and stepping up to fight for us. Because the truth is, when we run people for office, working class people that take a real stance and fight, we win. When we organize, we win. And when we vote together, we can change things. Next year, and why are we here, right, in Wisconsin? Next year, Wisconsin will be at the epicenter of the fight for working people's power in this country. The stakes could not be higher. If we are able to flip congressional districts 3 and 1, you guys know about congressional districts 3 and 1? Okay. Congressional District 3, we lost by less than 1% the last election. This time, we're going to go back and we're going to win there. Okay. When we are able to flip congressional districts 3 and 1, we don't just win back seats for Wisconsin. We weaken Trump's grip on Congress and strike a blow to their plans to take away power from working class people. And these are two of the most critical battlegrounds in the nation, right? What happens here has a ripple effect across our country. As goes Wisconsin. As goes Wisconsin. You guys know this one? As goes Wisconsin, goes the nation, okay? We're going to do it once, all go together. As goes Wisconsin. Goes the nation. Thank you. And so here, this is what the Working Families Party, this is what I'm asking you to do today. 1, I'm asking you to join the Working Families Party. You can do that and find out more about us by pulling out your cell phones, and you can text WIWFP to 30403. So I'm going to ask you guys to do that at the end. And this is why I'm really asking you guys to do today. If you've been thinking, how many of you guys, I want to see, how many of you guys have ever thought, maybe I should run for office? Doesn't have to be for president. Put your hands up high and proud. Okay, doesn't have to be for president. Doesn't have to be for Congress. If you have thought for running for office, raise your hand. Okay, and how many of you have thought, I know somebody that should raise your office? Keep your hands up, people that have run for office. If you've thought, I know somebody that should run for office, raise your hand. It could be your mother. It could be your sister, your cousin, your father. Get those hands up. Okay? And so this is what I'm asking you to do. We need you. We need you that are ready to run for office, and we need you that know somebody that absolutely should be helping lead this country. And we need you to stand up and get involved. Okay? And I need you guys, I know you probably, if you put your hand up because you're thinking about running for office, you've probably been thinking about it for a while. And if you put your hand up because you know somebody that should run for office, you probably have thought about that more than once or twice. And I need you to stop thinking about it, and we need you to start doing. We need you to stand up and stand up. That's what we need you to do. And we will be there. The Working Families Party will be there with you every step of the way. And we need people willing to do organizing, too. If running for office is not your jam, that's fine. You can talk to your neighbors. You can knock doors. We need people to take a caravan to CD3 and CD1. CD3 is not that far from here, right? We're talking a little bit over an hour. Depending on where you go, it might be over 2 hours. But how many of you guys are willing to go up to CD3 at least once and knock on doors? Okay? And I want you all to think about this in this crowd. We're here today standing up, but fighting back is winning those seats back for working class people. And so I'm telling you, but I'm asking you, but I'm also telling you, we need you. It's really not an option. We need you to help your community understand this fight is about real things: affordable housing, good schools, safe communities, a good university system, and a government that works for us, not billionaires. This is how we fight back, with people power, with working class solidarity, with courage and community, and a belief that we all deserve more, and that we can win together. So if you're ready, and I hope you're all ready because you guys took the first step to be here, the second step is signing up and taking action. Whether you want to run for office, whether you want to organize your community, or whether you just want to learn more, we will connect with you. The Working Families Party will be there because we're building something bigger than resistance. We're building a multiracial, working class political party that can actually govern, that can actually deliver, and that can actually win. And we want you to be part of that. You can join the WFP right now. So pull out your phones. I told you guys I was going to ask you earlier, pull out your phones, okay? You're going to text WI to WFP. And the number you're going to dial is 30403. So it's WI as in Wisconsin and WFP to 30403. And it's not a lifetime commitment. If you decide you don't like it, you can drop from our list. But it's taking the next step. So let's go, Wisconsin. What are we going to do? Oh. We're going to stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Let's go, Wisconsin. Let's do this.
How's everybody feeling? Listen, I have a few announcements because you all act like y'all grown and not paying attention. Drink your water, okay? If you're over there, if you can hear me, drink your water. It is hot out here. I'm super serious about your well-being, okay? So drink your water. Now we're going to throw out some fascists and we're going to throw out some more t-shirts and we're going to keep this circus going. Go ahead. If you are under the sound of my voice and you cannot see the stage, I want you to go to womensmarch.com/circus so you can stream it, okay? Everybody in the back, what are we doing here? We are resisting, okay? This is not just for show, though it's very cute. This is super serious. Now, I want to give you this real quick. I am a mother of 4. My oldest son is a veteran, but he's also a trans man. Okay, I am a veteran. I am a veteran, as you can see. I am a black woman, but I'm a black queer woman. Okay? I am a business owner. I'm an author. I'm a philanthropist. I am a speaker. I am all the things, okay? So everything that's happening in this country affects us. You will not take our tax dollars and give them to the rich. That's not what we work for. If that's the case, then we can keep our money. Do you understand? You will not make it okay so that bigots and racists can cause harm to people that are LGBTQIA or are of another race. That's not how this works. I was not raised to hate. I hope everybody standing here was not raised to hate. That's not what this is about. Your neighbor is not your damn enemy. Your neighbor is not your enemy. I don't care how they came over here. Most of us don't want to be here anyway, okay? We do our job, we go to work, we go home, we lay down. That's it. That's all I want to do. I do not care. A lot of these problems would be dissolved if people would just mind their damn business. But, you know, here we are. So, again, when veterans' benefits are under attack, what do? All right, let's go. Round 3.
our third and final ring, the executive ring, where EO stands for ego overdose, where the Constitution has taken a smoke break, the understudy is straight out of the underworld, and he's showing us the underbelly of our politics. What is that hideous creature approaching us? Oh, sorry, that's a Cybertruck clown car. And who's that tumbling out? Trump and his billionaire buddies, of course. I see Bezos, Liz and Dick Uline, and of course, Trump's favorite frenemy, Mr. Musk. Look at them go, signing executive orders faster than you can say conflict of interest. That's right, you thought Trump was a puppet master, but turns out the billionaires are pulling his strings. He's not all powerful after all. And look at the result. A fire eater devouring our freedom of speech and right to peacefully protest. A juggler dropping the ball on climate progress, LGBTQ equality, student loan relief, public health care, child care, and who knows what else. They're trying to throw public servants off their balance. This is what happens when greed runs our government. But look, activists and advocates like this one right here can make all the difference. Sometimes it just takes one person to inspire many others, right, Wisconsin? Together, the people can push back. Give it up for our activists and all of our wonderful freedom fighters.
Thank you.
Solidarity, sisters and brothers. Let's hear solidarity. Solidarity, sisters and brothers. My name is Kevin Gunlock, and I'm the president of the South Central Federation of Labor, AFL-CIO, and we're a labor council that consists of tens of thousands of workers in Madison and Dane County, and we stand together with you today. These are our industrial and factory workers, our healthcare professionals and service sector workers, our building and construction workers, lawyers and doctors, nonprofits and grocery stores, public sector workers. That's our state workers, city workers, county workers, our university workers, our technical college workers. And guess what? The latest that are under attack are federal government employees. And all of us are community members. This is a significant time. It is a time when cynical and fascist forces are doing all they can do to divide us, trying to pit union member against union member, union households against non-union households, worker against student, LGBTQ versus straight, gender versus gender, urbanite against rural, and long-term residents against recent arrivals. And I'm going to name some of these people that fit some of these categories. Llewellyn Dixon, NSCIU Local 925 member. Rumeza Ozturk, NSCIU Local 509 member. Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia, a smart local 100 apprentice and a father of a disabled child. And Mahmoud Khalil, a recent Columbia University graduate and UAW Local 2710 member. Alfredo Lelo Jerez, a leader in the Berry Pickers Union. And lastly, then there are many more names, but David Huerta, president of SEIU California. And for every name I mentioned, there have been thousands more who have been assaulted, kidnapped, and falsely imprisoned. Some of them have been tortured by masked, unidentifiable men with guns. And we have been saying, that's right, and we've been saying in labor that this is dangerous. And just this morning, A man impersonating a law enforcement officer assassinated Melissa Hortman, a Democrat, and others are fighting for their lives, if not deceased already. When people are denied their rights and now their lives because of their political affiliation, the color of their skin, the nature of their work, the love they seek, or the language they speak, this is an injury to us all. And it is why we must stand together now more than ever before. And in the labor movement, I said it. This is an injury to us all. An injury to one is an injury to all. Let's hear it. An injury to one is an injury to all. Keep doing it. One is an injury to all. And someone earlier said, what happens in Wisconsin? There goes the nation. Well, I'll tell you, Act 10, Scott Walker took away the rights of our public sector workers. And we're gonna get them back next year. But he divided union, he tried to divide union versus union, right? He went after the private sector union next. He went for what I call forced to work for less. Not right, it's not a right. Prevailing wages were taken away. Project labor agreements, labor peace agreements. Then he went after the whole nation with the Janus decision. And after that, they went after non-union workers with the EPIC decision, which is located here in Wisconsin, going after non-union workers. And the list goes on, the attacks. The result of this, especially for all workers, but especially right now for our federal government employees, they can't do their job. It's those workers, when they have their union protections, they can expose the waste and the fraud, but they also can expose the corruption. And that is what's happening more so than ever before in our federal government. I'm gonna say one chant that I lost, and a lot of us lost our voices to back 14 years ago almost. What's disgusting? It's union busting. Let's hear it. I wanna hear, we wanna say this loud for them to hear. What's disgusting? What's disgusting? What's disgusting? That's right. And these cynical and fascist forces are doing all they can, right? But we're gonna fight back. We're gonna fight back. This circus-like atmosphere has created chaos. And what we have is a circus of chaos. The big crazy tent the clowns are in costs us. The elephants in the room, those Republican politician elephants, cost us. And guess what? They're funded by the billionaires. Those are the ones who have brought us the clowns, and that's why we must kick out the biggest clown they have put in front of us, right? And that clown's not welcome in Madison, our union town. So here's a new chant. I'm gonna say kick out the clown. You're gonna yell Madison is a union town. Kick out the clown! Kick out the clown! Kick out the clown! That's right. And how do we do this? This long-term struggle. Even when the big clown is gone, we must address the ringmasters, the oligarchs, the billionaires. And to do this, we must organize against them. Eat the rich. And they know what one of their biggest threats is. It's unions. They attacked us right away in the state of Wisconsin, the first thing they did. And that is one of the first things they did federally. They went after those unions federally right away the first time, and they're doing it even more so the second time. And when they break us, guess what? Those organized workers, they spend 8 to 16 hours a day. That's how we make change at the workplace. They won't allow farm workers to organize into unions for a reason. They make it difficult for the poor to unionize, and it's based on racism and classism. They don't want you to be in a union. So I ask you, form a union, join a union, support our unions. Workers today in this community, since COVID, we have had over 50 groups of workers approach us to join unions. We've had multiple strikes, and if you don't know, the nurses at Meriter just won one. So, Because when we organize, when we all fight together as one, we will win. And I want to make it clear, unions support all workers, everyone. So don't quit, as my shirt says, organize. And finally, the last chant we're going to do for the day, it's union, right? It's union, non-union alike. We are all in this together. This is what we are today. Show me what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. That's right. Solidarity, sisters and brothers, and we'll see you every day after.
All right, Madison, Wisconsin, we are wrapping up here. You all are absolutely amazing, and we're not playing any games anymore, okay? We're not here for that anymore. Before I close out this spectacular spectacle, I am proud to introduce to you someone very special. Now, I may be the ringmaster, but this woman keeps our joyous circus running. Please give it up for the executive director of Women's March, Rachel Lyric.
Go Badgers! Little known fact, I was born in Milwaukee, went to school there, was involved with the Wisconsin Union for 2 years, and worked at Briar Patch. How many folks have heard of Briar Patch in Madison? And before I get going, thank you to our epic ringmaster, Rayshonda Leas. Let's give her another big Midwest round of applause. And in my mind, I hear her say, and to that I say, thank you. We're lucky because she just had to take the GOP to the board today. So thank you to everybody who made this circus possible. I want to shout out to everybody. You know, we've got people here talking about no kings, no circus. But really, whether you got called out here today by an organization or whether you got called out here today by your own moral compass, by your families, by your friends, by your neighbors, it means that you have answered the call to be a good person, a good community member, a good partner, a good mother, father, parent, sister, sibling. Everyone here today is making a conscious decision to practice democracy, so I want you to give yourselves a round of applause because democracy is a participation sport. And not everyone got it. When we were like, kick out the clowns, everyone said, this is a serious moment. And it is. It is a serious moment, but it is so serious that we cannot afford to let the absurdity of the power grabs that this administration is trying to perpetrate on the American people go by without comment or reflection. And so we want to thank you, everyone, for understanding and laughing at the corrupt clowns who call themselves leaders and for finding the joy, the hope, and the humor that will fuel this fight. Because contrary to the common saying, you don't fight fire with fire. You fight fire with what? Water. So when they want us to feel alone, when they want us to feel scared, when they want us to think that your freedom depends upon me giving mine up or vice versa, when they want to stop us from standing with our neighbors, when they want us to not fight for a better future for our children, for our families, what we need to understand is that we don't do things the way they do. We do things the way that we do. We bring ourselves closer together. We lead further into community. We lead with joy, and we come together peacefully. This is not just spectacle across the country today, it is strategy. And we need this energy to carry us forward. So we've got a few jobs to do. And the thing I know about people from Wisconsin is that we're not afraid of a little bit of hard work. We have to educate the people. We have to agitate the decision makers. We have to escalate our demands, and we have to liberate our nation. Educate, agitate, escalate, liberate. Will you do it with me? Educate, agitate, escalate, liberate, educate, agitate, escalate, liberate, and that is how we win. In that order, we don't just mock power. We don't just protest. We build power, we exercise power, we govern, and we keep us safe. So we have built power here today, and in just a few minutes, we're going to be heading to State Street over there. I think we're leaving. I don't want to point because I think that we're leaving in a direction that I might not want to point us to tell Trump and his MAGA minions across the country, no thrones, no crowns, no kings. Enough. No thrones, no crowns, no kings, no thrones, no crowns, no kings. And when we leave here today, we're going to keep building power together in our communities. You've heard from several organizations about how you can plug into power building organizations right here in Wisconsin. And on Tuesday, we are going to host a mass call at Women's March to give you everyone and people across the country more opportunities to plug in. And if you want to find out more, register for the call, text RESIST to 44310. And together, for the rest of the day, we will prove that throwing yourself a birthday party doesn't give you power. The public servants all across this country need to be reminded who is the boss. The only true power comes from the people. So let's end this circus the way that we began it, joyful, defiant, and loud. The tent does not belong to tyrant. The tent belongs to us, and the tent is big enough for all of us so that we can build a feminist future for everyone. Give it up one time for everyone that came here. I'm gonna need you to let me hear it like they just won at Camp Randall. Give it up one more time for everyone who came here. We will see you in the streets. Be safe. Drink your water. It's hot outside. Is anyone here to give us a direction about where to go? I don't want to give misinformation.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? All right, y'all. They told me that I didn't have to get on stage. I was just going to speak from the corner, just be the voice of God, but here I am. All right. So this is what we're going to do. These are your instructions, because I know y'all ready to march, right? Y'all ready to hit the streets? All right. Okay, so we are going to go behind the stage here, and we're going to go up State Street, all right? So everybody go behind the stage, that away, and the march is going to start on this side, okay? Now, for our folks in the ADA section, for our folks who need support, follow your volunteers to either get on a shuttle that will be this way or to the front of the march. So keep an eye out for your volunteers, and they will tell you where to go, all right? All right, y'all, thank y'all so much from Women's March. Thank y'all.
Yes. You're talking about in Arizona.
It was Arizona.
It was
okay.
Arizona.
It's
Yes.
Arizona. My
SB
bad.
1070.
There we go.
And then Alabama did a similar bill, HB 56. Yes,
There we go.